prosperous promise. Jewelry. That's good jewelry. Might as well loot the big old box. That's my lock legs. Thanks for the follow, Grim One. Where's my quest item? Hey, Gremlin. Or maybe it's what your name spells out. Alright, thanks, Chris. Okay, so I gotta climb up. Can't get over that. How you guys doing tonight? I'm doing good actually, and yeah, I'm loving it. The crafting system's awesome. The gathering is pretty good, pretty well done. Weight system can kind of drive you nuts sometimes when you're trying to level up your gathering, but I mean it is what it is. Run an ice gauntlet, rapier. But I'll be honest, a lot of my problem is I get sidetracked. Super easy. Running through the wilderness. Oh, look, there's something I want to harvest. Oh, look, another thing I want to harvest. Yeah, actually, I haven't done the dungeon yet. I'm actually getting ready. I'm doing the quest line leading up to it. Because it's been bugged. So, I guess that's what I was saying. So I kind of just focused on other stuff. It's not that I don't like the leveling for gathering. I think that, yeah. And it's not that I don't like the gathering. I really like the gathering. The weight system drives me nuts because I'm always like filling up super fast when you're trying to level up multiple things at once, right? We'll put it back. I think the learning curve on this game is going to be pretty intense, though. So there's a lot of like concepts that are really easy to grasp. Yeah, taking all the loot, just good luck. um, like there's so many concepts in this game that are pretty easy, right? But some of the mastery and some of the intricacies are pretty nutty. Like leveling up, I've decided that the only thing I want on my gear is luck, right? Besides my primary stats, um, you know, which is like int for the most part, and then constitution. I'm at 50. I'm a little over 50 focus now with gear and stuff, so that helps with the mana regen. But you really need to run luck so that you can actually get rare drops. Like without luck, getting rare stuff is insanely hard. Like it's ridiculous how crazy it is to get rare drops without having any kind of luck. And I even think that you need some crazy ass luck to get certain rare drops from gathering stuff. So like petrified wood. Um, Everyone thinks petrified wood is nice. Yeah, I need to run it to get better gear. Petrified wood is one of those things that everyone thinks is bugged. It could be, because I haven't seen a drop yet. But I think maybe with a full set of like actual harvesting or logging a luck gear, you might be able to push your luck high enough to test to see if it does drop. But that's the like that's the thing with all the rare drops though, that some of them are just ridiculous. Yeah, I'm working on my staff right now. Yeah.
Well, now, it's been an age since I laid eyes on one of these. Well done. Because, in order to tap into living Asia,
Living
you'll
seed
need
of
something
angry
that
earth.
won't be easy. The angry earth of strange, No, I'm afraid not. Our methods
The
were
living seed.
somewhat
Okay. Yeah. And in this game, it's like that percentage is crazy, right? Like all of a sudden, I think part of it is that without luck, you don't actually have any chance of stuff dropping, right? I think the chance is like 1%, right? And so if you have 5%, you go from that 1%, you have 5% from your gear, you legitimately have actually 6%, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but in reality it is, you know? So, going up there. Let's go for a stroll in the countryside. I got plenty of weight. Let's gather some stuff. And really, my goal is I should be working on mining still. Yes, harvesting 100. Woo! Can now get silkweed. Yeah, I don't expect to see a legendary for quite a while. Alright, I don't even care about that anymore. Certain harvestable stuff I need. Most because I don't have a lot of it yet. Actually, I probably could use a lot more hemp, to be honest. Because, you know, town dailies are a big deal. Later, buddy. Have a good night. And, you know, have fun tomorrow. Because we all know about that grind. Woo! Thank you. Hell yeah, Beard Brothers support. Later. Hey, what's up, guys? If you're just joining. Currently working on the main storyline leading up to the first dungeon. Probably gonna watch me get sidetracked in a lot of gatherables, so fair warning. Because 90% of that stuff is just a piece of candy. Actually need to kill turkeys. Need it. Yeah, I gotta run through the enemy's faction. Or area. Oh, such a long run. River Crest. Looks like that's been picked already. Maybe? Nope. Turquoise Prism. First time getting one of those. Don't really do dying though, but
potatoes. Got plenty of potatoes. Ryan. Let's see if I can go get beat up again. Alright, let's get my mana food back. Another tower. Foul suspended as off. Nice.
You tread on what was once hallowed ground, human. Whatever your purpose can be, it is no surprise. Your kind are always speaking, never
Nice.
listening.
29.
That is, you are wasting your time and mine. I am quite familiar with the true meaning behind the words when humans are. The flow of Azoth that feeds this fountain comes from the caves nearby.
No.
I suspect
No,
it
no.
has become blocked.
I wield
Get it flowing
a rapier
again,
and
that will at
the
least
ice
listen to
gauntlet,
what you
so I
have to
use
say.
2 different weapons depending upon what I'm fighting. So, flow of Aether. How was work today, buddy? No, it's my music. It fits the ambience of the game really, really well. Oh, he wasn't attacking me. Screw it, I'm not chasing after that guy. Oh, gross. There's a big ass tentacle creature. But yes, I have gotten better weapons, though, to answer your question. Because, gained quite a few levels, too. If I can hit him. 5-hour lunch? It's a long time. Oh, there we go. Ow. Clotting carapace. So, these. All this stuff takes reduced damage.
good. She's good. She actually joined my guild in WoW. Yeah. I mean, we're both still playing. We have a off night thing tonight later on. We're just doing Gruul and Mag tonight, unless it gets canceled, but I don't think it will. Gruul and Mag is easy. You can do it with 20 people. Good. We're 6 out of 10. Working on Morgrim. I'll be missing Sunday's raid.
Well,
though,
the fountain
likely.
is corruption, blocking the flow of Azar through earthly passages.
So-
You have done your part, so you are honored. Because corruption's power feeds the ego. Your kind's great weakness.
Acquire water. I need water. Okay, I cannot get up there. Okay. We should down Alar. Hopefully this week. We might not do it this week just because I'm missing. So they're going to be missing one of their bigger tanks. We got Morgrim to like 34% the other night. But then we had a couple of bad luck. Water bubbles. So right as we were going to call it, that one of our healers that my wife is actually replacing was underperforming pretty badly. So sold some stuff. That's awesome. Silver? Yeah, buddy.
There's another vein right there. Honestly, that doesn't surprise me. Like I said, the leadership at Early Birds doesn't know anything about the content, and they don't actually require their players to perform at the levels needed to do stuff at current level, to do it at current content. So they're kind of stuck with doo-doo, which is not your problem anymore. You know. Water, water, water. Dude, I would just leave the Discord, to be honest. You're not planning on going back and raiding with them? I would just leave. I mean, unless you were there long enough to like make a friend or something, I don't know. It's possible. Though if you did, honestly, I would just add them as a Discord friend and then leave the server so you don't have to worry about it. know some people went. Oh, need to craft something. So can I recall? I cannot. So I have to run around. Boo. Okay. Well, that's good. Definitely good for the paycheck, that's for sure. I lost an XP? Weird. Oh, I need 2 more. Alright, so if you're watching right now, dude, okay, I'm gonna go back here. So this is like, so this is crafting, right? Oh, you can't actually, well, you can see the materials, right? So like, yeah, it's not because you have to anticipate all their needs and stuff, right? Um, so, all right. So remember when I told you crafting is in depth, right? So this is an ice gauntlet, right? So this is a weapon. Granted, this is a named one, but you can see here this takes a bunch of different materials, right? Water motes are gathered. Coarse leather is harvested from animals you kill. Iron is mined, obviously. Silver is mined. Petrified wood, which actually doesn't drop, it's broken. It comes from logging, right? So you need, not only do you need to fight, you have to find and kill animals, right? But you need 1, 2, 3, 4 gathering professions, plus the refining skills to make this one item, right? Same thing with this. So you also have special resources to add traits on a standard item, right? You have Azoth, so you can increase your chances of getting good stuff. You can change different aspects of it, right? So you can change the type of wood, type of metal. I just don't have any other metals right now. When you go to a map, craft something, right? Potions, right, have different combinations to make the potions. So like this is one I use right here. I actually need to make more of these now that I'm here. Before I forget again. Forgotten like twice to make more. Right, so, and then you have like just so much stuff, right? So over here I can refine leather, right? So all right, I'm gonna refine this to coarse leather, right? Then for me to get the tier 3 or the next level up, I have to refine it again, right? And there's getting lower and lower amounts of stuff out of it, right? And then I come over here and oh look, there's all these different types of cloth I can make. Oh, then it goes into like jewelry, right? So jewel crafting. I actually need to start working on jewel crafting. What's up here? Make some silver hooks. Some silver bands. Jewel crafting is only 2. It's the only one I haven't really worked on yet, right? I already have some silver settings. And then bags. You actually have to make bags. Like, I mean, you can completely ignore crafting for the most part if you wanted. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do it. Because you can just buy everything off the market, right? And get your stuff that way, right? Because you can just quest and grind and sell all the raw materials. Just putting all this stuff in my bank. Oh, I need those. No, need my trade skill food. There's fishing. It's nuts, dude. It's not an auction house, right? So each small town has its own trading post, right? Each town's trading post only shows items posted in that market, right? So each one of these areas has its own town, right? So some of these actually have more than one, it looks like. Right? So if I put something in, say, Morningdale Hamlet, I can't go to Evanscale Reach Hamlet to find that item. I have to go to Morningdale, right? So each little town has its own economy. You build up each town on its own, right? You fight for the forts in the area to try and gain control of the areas. You can flag for PvP, and you do faction quests to try and gain influence, right? So, for instance, here I'm green, right? So I'm Marauders. We're currently at war with the Syndicate, right? And so right now we're trying to push our influence into Winsdale, right? In fact, a bunch of these forts you can see here, Syndicate's actually taken Fort Monarch Bluffs, right? So they've taken their fort in this area, and they're currently trying to push us out. We're actually contesting, I think, this fort here right now, while doing PvP quests in their area to gain influence, right? And all over here are just higher level areas, right? Unfortunately, yellow, they're the religious people. So there's 3 factions in this game. You have the Marauders, which are like physical people, right? We're pirates. We can't be on land, so we're pirates on the sea, right? The Syndicate are like alchemists, thinkers, intellectuals, basically. They're purely in theory. And then the gold color or yellow is the Covenant. They're religious. They're all about God. Because again, this is all based off colonial times. So you do have things like religion and stuff like that in this, right? So you can see here I can compare with my other items, right? So you can see what's equipped, what's not equipped, and I'm pointing at my screen like you can see my finger. But you can see here, okay, this blue glove is higher level. It's got a socket in it. It has luck. And if you play this game, I'll tell you right now, luck is like the best stat you can get on your gear because it gets you more gear, more materials, more everything. All right,
So let's see. Go ahead and break that down. That's all low level stuff. We're gonna break it down. Not a lot of stuff. I broke down my logging pants. No. Oh well. I'm over it. Okay. Let's take a look. If we are building anything out of this town right now. Alright, so you have requisition boards, right? Uh, so currently we don't have anything upgrading, right? Because these bars are full. You can't go over that. So I think I actually need to buy a house before I can do the improving lifestyle stuff. Alright, so I need to go back out there.
There now. That will afford you some protection, whether or not your request for the seed is granted. Your sincerity has impressed me. That is the only reason we are still speaking. The Ebonbrock caverns nearby are overrun with the corrupted. While they may pose no direct threat to the angry earth, they are a scourge on the land. That may be impossible, but be merciless. Destroy as many as you can. Look for any
It
clues
can.
as to where else they plan to spread their pestilence.
It definitely
You
can.
may well have need of the tincture.
I think we're working on anything right now. I think we have a couple more hours before we can start another upgrade. Alright, good. Follow this road around. Rapier just does so much more to these guys. Ugh. These guys are so resistant to my cold gauntlet or my ice gauntlet. It makes me sad. In a way, it hurts my feelings. But Rapier rips them apart. It should though, considering how much higher level I am.
And if you go through and read a lot of the lore, like a lot of people had really bad endings. Like they died in awful ways. Oh, hi, buddy. Supply stockpile. Ooh, almost maxed my ass off. All right. All right. So I've discovered what they're planning. I didn't read it though, because I'm a bad, bad player. All right. Let's get out of the cave and let's kill us some corrupted. Officer's gloves of the fighter. The corrupted all act as one, almost like they're being controlled by something. Which explains why when you go to certain areas, they all fucking attack you, which is super fucking irritating. You missed it one earlier. I think it was yesterday. No, first day I was playing. I hit an area that had a bunch of corrupted in it. It's another mine, mind you, and I had 8 or 9 guys running around behind me. I was kiting them through all my cold spell effects. It's crazy. By the way, you don't normally get that many drops from stuff um, without having luck. So again, that's why I recommend luck, because without it, you don't really get that many drops. Like you get a decent amount of like gray items. That's really about it. I mean, it's personal loot, right? So if I kill something, when a bag drops, it drops for me. All the items have random stats on them. Well, and I'll pull it up here. There are bosses and elites out there. I've only ran into a couple. And I mean, they have the same random chance to drop stuff, so you can get nothing. Yeah, you can get shared quests, right? Or you can make sure everyone's on a quest. You can't really share a quest, though, right? So if you pick up a quest, I can't be like, oh, let me share this with these other people. No. They actually have to get it themselves. Right, and you'll have little provision, like that provision crate. Um, there are some group quests and some group areas. I've only ran into a couple. Primarily, it's like faction board stuff, right? Where you'll talk to your faction leader and they'll be like, "Oh, you can do this random quest for faction points," and it can be in a group area if that zone actually has a group area, right? So if that region doesn't have a group area, it won't offer you any group quests. And I have no idea why I'm exploring this. But
Common health potion, supply crate, and each of the supply crates can drop stuff. It's random, and this is where having the luck trait on your armor really comes into play. Right, the bigger the chest, the better the chance of getting stuff. Mm, got a longsword. A boo boo ass longsword. But you do have tanks, you do have healers. As far as weapons go, right? So you do have your standard quintessential group setup, if you will, for dungeons. There's supposed to be raids later on.
You have fort combat, open world PvP, city sieging, right? So one of our things are people are going to be going to war tonight, right? And there's going to be groups fighting for one of the cities. And whoever takes the city, or if the faction that currently owns it keeps the city, they can keep their region. But that doesn't mean that other people aren't going to continue to try and remove them. Right, so it's there will probably be politics in it as well, where factions will be like, hey, we'll help you keep your stuff if you help us remove them from another region, right? um, I think this game has a ton of potential and stuff to do. What it's gonna need is a good community behind it that really functions and flows. And I think that some servers will definitely have it. Our server's pretty two-sided, unfortunately. I don't see it having a good three-way community. But we'll see, because the smaller faction can end up being super organized, have some amazing PvPers in it, where numbers don't even matter, right? That could always happen. It's early. I mean, we're talking a few days at this point. So nothing is set in stone yet. I can't jump up that wall. Everfall upgraded outfitting station to tier 4. Oh god. Jesus, these tentacles are annoying.
Blood Malachite. Ah. Alright, that's it for the silver. Let's go.
I heard the cry. Impossible! Your request has been granted, human. You should realize that this required a sacrifice. And it's not a gift that would be given freely.
Alright, yes, I know. You won't give it to me again. You get one free key to the dungeon, and then after that you have to craft your entrance key. That's the thing. Like, to get into the dungeons, you just don't walk. Like, you have to craft a material to get in, which is super interesting in my opinion, right? Like, there's actually some effort that goes into getting into the dungeon. I mean, don't get me wrong, that means that it's extra shitty if someone ruins the dungeon for you, right? Actually, I will take a free trip to my inn. Actually have those in the
Bank. I need to do more fishing. I can't make those yet. I think I can make those. I can do fish oil. I just gotta go fish. So you can upgrade the gates, right? We're upgrading the smelter. Just gotta wait for all of it to go through. So here's my forge. Alright, so you can make steel armor, iron armor. That's all I've leveled up high enough to do. Because, yeah, leveling. A lot of it. Little pup just barking. What's she barking about? Alright, time to... I don't feel like running. Because I have it's the max. Anyways. I gotta go all the way over there. Hmm, 1.6. So much strength intelligence. I don't need strength. These are medium. These are light. No, I'm gonna drop that. Damage against ancients. It's lower gear though. It's a lot more ice damage. And strength constitution sucks. Oh, that's right. And gem. That's 500 though. take a break.